look, Finn. He took the wheels off. Don't go under. Don't go anywhere under the van, okay? Because it's on jacks. We don't want you to get hurt.
And put it.
So what were you doing?
I was trying to do a simple oil change and rotate the tires, and now it's going to turn into a project. The axle seal is leaking, so it's all, well, you can see it right there. The rotor and the brake pads, the caliper, everything's just caked, and then you can see it on the tire where it's been.
Finn.
It's probably been doing it for a while. Just this side, thankfully. I looked at the other side already. But this isn't really the most ideal spot to do this, but it's gonna have to be. We don't have a flat driveway, so.
Oh, so it's that way. I was wondering why you took it over here. Don't touch it, it's all greasy.
Yay, so now I got a project. I just simple oil change and rotate tires, what I wanted to do. And now I gotta tear this all apart and pull the axle out so that I can replace the seal.
Where's the axle?
That's the axle, buddy.
That long bar.
The whole thing is, yep.
This.
Yeah, so.
This is the axle. That part that goes across.
But I know it's not brake fluid because brake reservoir's full, and if there was an issue here, it'd be, you'd be able to tell. So the only other fluid here is 90 weight out of the axle. But it's a good thing we caught it because there's no indicator or anything to say that you're low on oil in the axle, so eventually, given it enough time.
Well, doesn't our thing say
hey,
left tire?
No, it's got nothing. So that's when we had temperature, or when we had pressure sensors in the tire. We don't have those anymore. Stay back here, dude.
He doesn't want you to get hurt, so you can't go under it.
So anyway, I got to get it up on jack stands and pull all the tires off. And,
all of them?
well, yeah, I got to look at everything now. Well, I was going to rotate the tires anyway, but I got to, I'm going to at least change the oil now, get the tires on that I want to get on, and then get this back down on the ground so that I could just work on this axle and it not be. What, dude? What?
Look on the tire.
I know. Is that a piece of grass?
Okay.
So I can get it a little more safe, because this isn't.
It's a piece of grass.
It's probably fine, but it's not ideal. Watch a couple videos. Famous last words. Doesn't look too hard for what I'm doing. If I wanted to rebuild the whole thing, I would not be doing that today. But all I gotta do is I gotta pull the hub off, wash it all down, and then replace the seal. So hopefully I'll have this done in about an hour. We'll see.
Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Full of rocks, I'm getting high myself. Nah, damn right, I like the life I built.
Santé, Maison Perrier, Grande Bourbon.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say, no fees or minimum, and income taxing. Make them our own operations.
So let's see what we got going on here. So I pulled off the hub. Had to buy this fancy dancy tool, of course. This is where I think it's leaking from. There's actually a pretty good gouge in here, so I might take some emery cloth and just go over that. Yeah. So this is the seal I bought here, and it's leaking pretty good. So I didn't want to wait to fix this. I was going to put it off to next weekend, but there's really no point in that. So I'm gonna pop that seal out, bring it in the garage, clean up this a little bit more. I mean, it's soaked. I mean, it appears that that's where this was coming from. But you know, if it could tell me where it was coming from, it would be a lot easier. But there's really only 2 spots. But man, this thing's been leaking for a while. So I'm not really sure how I didn't see this. But it is what it is. So yeah, man, there's like the caliper's completely covered in gunk. I spent probably a bottle just cleaning off. That's the axle over there, cleaning off the caliper carrier. Good thing I have like 4 bottles of brake cleaner in there in the garage. So, all right, I'm gonna move this into the garage. These are the brake pads. These are garbage. I mean, they are completely probably soaked through with garbage, oil. So those are going in there. I bought new brake pads. Actually, before I throw them out, we should probably make sure that they're the right size. Well, they are. But all right, now we got to tap this sucker out. So make sure these bearings are good. Make sure they're not smoked or anything like that. That's good. This is definitely, this has been an issue for a while. So, but again, glad I caught it. All right, let's see how this thing goes together. Shit. Success. Holy crap. That's that was a pain in the ass. I don't know how much of that got caught on camera. That's what happens when you don't have the right damn tools. Just want to check the bearing. Make sure it's good to go. Looks like it. I don't want to do this again. No, I'm not sure if I'm even in the shot or not. I hope I am. Anyway, let's get this on here. We'll clean some of this off. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of gouges in here. I'm not really sure that was me, but looks like somebody else had a pain in the ass time getting that out. All I'm doing is trying to knock the big burrs down. I'm not trying to sand out the gouges or anything. Huh. That's what I was worried about. This is the wrong one. Damn it. Oh.
Back to the store?
Back to the store. Well, did I just have an adventure? I just spent an hour and a half driving around town. I went to 3 different parts stores. all to find this part. This is actually the seal that was leaking. And the reason is because when you go into these part stores, they just go year, make, and model. And I can't really do that with this van because we have parts from different makes and models. So I can't necessarily blame them because they're just looking at what the computer tells them. But anyway, went to O'Reilly's. I went through all their seals for an F250 and an F350 rear axle. None of those seals worked. I don't know how close you could see. So that flange needs to be a crisp 90 degrees to sit on top of this hub. All the flanges that they had were like this bulbous rounded, and I can't do that because the flange needs to sit right here. So I'm not 100% sure. So again, you know, this was a custom job. Adam from Built for the East. I only remember him. The only reason I even started looking like for other vehicles, namely Dodges, was because I remember him telling me that he had issues getting the ABS sensor system going, and he actually had to use an ABS sensors out of a Jeep. So I was like, all right. So anyway, got to the third store, Advance, and no help there. Struck out there, I should say. So then I just sat in the parking lot, and I was like, something's just not right here. So on the old one that I got out, there's actually a stamp on it, 28754. So I literally just started Googling 28754 oil seals, which led me to the manufacturer, which is SKF. And then I cross-referenced that to another company, Splicer. Then I cross-referenced that to another company, Napa. Then I walked back into Advance and asked him if he could look up a Napa part number. And he said he could. So anyway, he looked up the Napa part number. Napa was closed. Napa is closed because it's Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. And, you know, why wouldn't I start this job Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock? So he goes into he says, oh, we have two. I said, okay, I'm not getting my hopes up. And he goes, oh, it's gonna take me a minute. And he goes into the back and digs through everything and comes back. And the box was closed. So I was like, man. So the minute I opened it up though, I saw the crisp 90-degree edge. Success. So it only took me an hour and a half, and 3 stores later, I bet you O'Reilly or what's the other one? AutoZone probably had it. We just weren't looking in the right area. But anyway, it's going on. Success. So we'll drop the bearing in, and then we'll put the seal on. I gotta. No. I gotta do a little shaving, just a tad. It's just a hair. It's just a hair too big. Success, I think. We shall find out. It's not the prettiest. It's not exactly how I'd like to do it. If I had a lathe, I would have put it on that. This is why I want an anvil. I'm not a fan of banging on my new table. I already put some friggin' dents in it. You know, not cool, but. All right, I'm gonna go set this back up. Come along with me while I try to clean the gunk off this friggin' caliper. This thing's pretty nasty. sure it's supposed to move a lot smoother than that. But the other side moves just like that too. So we'll see. Hopefully I didn't over torque it. I torqued it to specs. I don't know if you can see my head or not. I torqued it to specs. So I'm hoping that's that. We don't make how-to videos. We make how we do videos. And this is how we did. You can kind of tell by the tool markings on the previous one that looks like there was some chatter on it, which leads me to believe that Adam may have put it in a lathe to cut it down to size. I just use a grinder, which is probably not the, you know, what's in the field manual. All right, let me go clean up some brake pads. I'll be back. After all that, these might not be the right brake. Nope. Son of a bitch. Oh, I struck out twice. So the seal wasn't right and the brake pads weren't right. So I am putting in the old brake pads. I tried to clean them up as best as possible. I would definitely not suggest doing this at home. This stuff is, I just tried to clean them up as best as possible. Hopefully, I don't know, hopefully the oil will burn off now that I've stopped the leaking. All right, so this is
1 minute then.
Saturday. Take 2 on the van. So the axle seal is still leaking. I talked to Adam up at Built for the East. Unfortunately, you know, being that he put this together, what, almost 3 years ago now at this point, his recollection of exactly what he did was not 100%. Anyway, so apparently there's 2 seals that Napa sells that are the same inner and outer diameter as the seal, and I grabbed the other one. So now I have this one. I'm gonna try to put this one in today. I will put this one in today, and hopefully that will
And what's the
fix
difference
issue.
between the seals?
So the other one doesn't have this, see this seal around the outside? It doesn't have that. The other one didn't. So not 100% sure if that's what the issue is, but it's still leaking, and so I have to fix it. That's what it comes down to. So now I get to rip it all down again.
Mom.
Man, you guys are just,
What?
God forbid Mom and Dad do something.
Universal high income. That's not correct, and there was inaccurate, or the least inaccurate version of the last one I think you was. Just I don't remember the struggles around it. But you say what? Racism. Yeah. They say classification or income. Or what coverage does get, it's like rocket from the yeah. There's a and obviously you can actually see good looking guy, smart, democratic. Yeah. Great on a microphone.
I am gonna run to Napa and get all new brake pads, because these are trash. They're soaked in oil. I was able to get the hub off again, and I have the old, well, this is the seal I bought. So you see on the side there, this is the new seal. It's got a little ring on it. I don't know if this is where it's leaking from, but it's the only spot that I think there's only this and an O-ring, and it does not appear that the O-ring's leaking, because the O-ring would come out the front of the hub. So I'm gonna go back to Napa. I have been having a hell of a time with this project. So I just got back from Napa. Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful in figuring out what brake pads I have on this. So I came back, and through some Google AI and ChatGPT and some Napa cross references, I was able to figure out that the brake pads are actually a 2005 through 2007 Ford F350 brake caliper. So I found them. I'm not going to waste my time and go back to Napa, even though these brakes should probably be replaced. They're probably good to put back in. It's a rear brake. We're not towing a whole lot. Rear brakes are only like 20% of the stopping power anyway, so it's all in the front. So I'm just going to clean the piss out of them with some brake cleaner, put it all back together. And the other side of this too is I'm not 100% confident that I'm going to get this thing to stop leaking. There's some damage inside the hub that I'm not crazy about. There's some gouging on the spline that I'm not crazy about. So I feel like this thing's probably going to leak again in the future, and then that's for a bigger project. So I'm just going to put it all back together and call it a day. Worst case scenario, it continues to leak, and I just watch the fluid in the rear, and then contemplate putting another axle in, because I want a locker, and this doesn't have a locker. So we'll cross that bridge. We will cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, I'm gonna put the seal back in the hub, the new one, this one, put it all back together, and call it a day. And then we'll go from there. All right. Cue the, not montage. What is it? Stop motion? I don't know. Whatever. I need something to tap it in. All right, we gotta go clean the emergency brake because this thing is nasty. Well, I took something apart that I didn't want to take apart, and I took it apart, and now I'm trying to put it back together, and I don't necessarily know how it goes back together, and that's why I didn't want to take it apart.
Did you record it?
Not from the angle that I need.
Ah.
Come here for a second. Just put your finger right here. See where that blue one is? Yep. Oh, I still feel like crap. Kids got us sick, and it's been like a week and a half, 2 weeks almost. It's friggin' crud. in true fashion, battery died on me while I was trying to finish wrapping up the hub. It's been a learning experience, that's for sure. Parts are not what I thought they were. I was under the assumption that that was a certain year axle. Come to find out, it's not. So now I know when it comes time to actually replacing the brakes, it is a 2005 to 2007 brake calipers carrier. I'll have to get in touch with Adam next week and just ask him if he's 100% positive that was a 2010 axle, because it's definitely not 2010 parts. Drove it around. Got to keep an eye on it. I know it's a pretty lackluster video, but I do this more for historical documentation so that I can go back and watch these when I'm working on them in the future. Yeah, that's it. So now I'm just cleaning up. Got it all back together. Took it for a drive. If it leaks at this point, I don't know what else I can do. It must be coming from somewhere else, which I don't know how it could be, but we'll just keep an eye on it. So we have a camping trip next week. About to put a lot of miles on it. Going out to Charleston. It's about 3.5 hours from here. So that's probably the next video to come. And then we'll go from there. I did happen to notice something on top of the pumpkin of the axle. Looks like there's a plug in there, which now I have more questions. This is the difference between paying somebody to do something for you and you doing it yourself. At the time, Adam had the at the time we just weren't set up to do something that drastic, like chopping axles out from underneath a van. So, but it appears it's almost like there was a locker on that, which is the next project I want to do. I want to put lockers on it. But anyway, it's Saturday afternoon. I'm cleaning up. It's day after Halloween. I still feel like crap. So that pretty much concludes it. I'll let you know in the next video if it's leaking or not. If it's leaking, I give up, and it'll just be one of those things. All right.